Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to go over what I think the best shotgun is in Warzone for Season 6. Since the Origin was nerfed coming into this season, and we just recently got the Jak 12, I wanted to go over the shotguns and explain which one I think is best. And I'm going to show my loadouts for all of them, and then in the end, I'll explain which one I think is best. So if you guys do find this video helpful or informative, please do remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and make sure you watch the entire thing, and then comment down below which shotgun is your favorite in Season 6. So we're going to start off with the Jak 12. This is the newest shotgun that was added just last week in Warzone. And for this weapon, I like to use the evolvejake Marauder, the Torrent Barrel, 5mW laser, Dragon's Breath, and Sleight of Hand. A lot of people are going to recommend choke for the shotguns, and that's usually the option to go to. However, this shotgun has the evolvejake Marauder, which is basically like a choke and a suppressor combined in one. So you get like the best of both worlds. One of the drawbacks to using shotguns has been that you have to have choke instead of a silencer to get as consistent damage as possible, and so you're going to be showing up on the minimap. This is always bad, but especially late game, a lot of people had problems with shotguns and they didn't want to show up on the minimap. The evolvejake Marauder solves this, and it makes it perfect. It's like the best of both worlds, like I already said. 5mW laser, that's obvious. That's a staple for pretty much every shotgun. It's going to get your hip fire more accurate, and then it's also going to get your sprint out time cut down a little bit, which is nice because usually if you're using a shotgun, you're going to be like sprinting and pushing people. Dragon's Breath and Sleight of Hand. I found the most success using the Dragon's Breath ammo on this. That's what I felt made the time to kill as consistent as possible. But when you're using Dragon's Breath on the Jak 12, it only has 8 rounds, and the fire rate of this weapon is really fast, and you run through that 8 rounds really quick. Usually it takes 3 to 4 to kill somebody. If they have self-res, that's probably another 1 or 2 shots, leaving you 2 in the mag, which probably isn't enough to get a kill unless the person is already weak. Even in solos, I found problems, and I had a lot of situations where the ammo count of this weapon cost me whenever I got third-partied, or maybe if the fight went longer than I expected. The ammo count is a problem, and like I said, in solos I ran into this. If it's a problem in solos, what do you think it's going to be like in duos, squads, trios? It's going to be a lot worse. If you have to kill multiple people with this weapon, it just doesn't really work out, and that's why I think this weapon falls short of the other options that we're going to get into. And that's also why I put Sleight of Hand as the last attachment, so we can reload fast. Kind of negates the problem there a little bit, but overall, I think this is going to be the weakest shotgun that we feature in this video today. I know a lot of people are hyping it and saying it's incredibly good. I think it is easier to use than these other 2 shotguns just because it's a spam fire full auto. But if you have good aim and you're a good player and you put the time in, I think these other 2 shotguns are going to be the preferred choice for you once you try them out. So the next shotgun we're going to talk about is the VLK, and this is a pretty underrated option. I don't see very many people talk about this, but I think very highly of this weapon, and ever since I started using it, I've been getting some really insane games with it. The tier 89 blueprint gives you Dragon's Breath for free, and it's overall a good loadout for this weapon. So you could just use that tier 89 blueprint, not change anything, and you have a solid shotgun. But if you want to change it a bit, that tier 89 blueprint basically unlocks Dragon's Breath for you, and you don't have to go through the process of unlocking it. This alone is going to make this gun very popular as time goes on and more people realize how easy it is to come by this shotgun, because the other ones you often have to do challenges to get Dragon's Breath. This, all you have to do is get tier 89 and you have potentially the best shotgun in Warzone. For my attachments, I like to use evolvejake Marauder, the 16-inch barrel, 5mW laser, Dragon's Breath, and no stock. So we talked about evolvejake Marauder before. That's another little nice plus that this shotgun has, where you can have a choke suppressor and get the best of both worlds. Longest barrel, 5mW laser, Dragon's Breath, all really common staples of shotguns loadouts. No stock, what a lot of people ran on their Origin, is going to make you move faster. And that's really nice for a shotgun. If you're using a shotgun, you're probably going to be playing aggressive with it and pushing people. And I really like no stock for being able to move faster and close the gap between me and my opponent much faster than before, than with like the other attachments and with the other shotguns. The VLK has potential to kill in one shot, which I don't think the Jak 12 or the R9 can offer. And those are the guns that I'm going to be showing in this. The VLK shoots much faster than you think. I hated this weapon for a long time. I never wanted to use it because the floor loot options were so bad. But the VLK shoots much faster than you would think. It's pumped, but he pumps it fast. I want to say it's like 75% as fast as an Origin or something like that. You can spam this weapon out really good, and since it kills in like 1 to 2 shots, you can get a lot more done with 8 rounds than you could with the Jak 12. I feel like you could easily kill a full squad, in one mag of the Origin, or with the VLK. And I don't think you could do that with the Jack 12. The attachments like Forge Tack Marauder and No Stock are like little nice benefits that you get with this weapon, being able to move fast. Neither of the other two choices even have an option to make you move faster. Forge Tack Marauder keeps you off the radar. I think the VLK is the best shotgun in Season 6. We'll get more into that description or explanation later. But now we're going to get into the final loadout for this video, and that is going to be the R9O. This gun got some... It was rising in popularity last season, but the Origin was just easier to come by. People didn't have to unlock Dragon's Breath for it. And I feel like the Origin was a little bit easier to use and a little more consistent because of the spammy nature. Although the R9 was very comparable, and it's still very good. If you think about it, the R9 and the Origin were close to each other last season, and then the Origin got nerfed. So the R9 should become the premier option, right? These attachments we're going to have are Choke, Forge Tack Sentry, 5 milliwatt laser, Dragon's Breath, and Stippled Grip Tape. A lot of people use Merc Foregrip as that last attachment instead of Stippled Grip Tape. And the reason I go for Stippled Grip Tape instead of Merc Foregrip is because Merc Foregrip will make you move slower, and I don't like that on the shotguns. If this thing had something like No Stock, I would maybe be more inclined to run Merc on it, but I really don't like having my movement speed griefed, and so that's why I run Stippled Grip Tape instead. This will get your sprint out speed faster as well, and like we went over before with 5 milliwatt laser, you're probably going to be sprinting a lot with your shotgun, so cutting down that sprint to fire speed helps you a lot, and we have two attachments doing that with our R9. We have Stippled Grip Tape and 5 milliwatt laser. It's a very solid all-around weapon. The only really negative aspect to this weapon is the cycling. With the R9, you shoot two shots and then cycle. 2 shots and then cycle. And if you don't kill your opponent in those 2 shots, your time to kill goes up a lot. The VLK has a much more consistent fire rate, even though it's slower, it's more consistent and it's just the same all the time. And that's what I appreciate about it. But the R9 is still very, very, very good. Like I said, the only negative aspect is that cycling. If you kill in 2 shots, it's fine. You just got to make sure you reload and have an even number of shots, because if you reload on the odd number, you shoot once and then you have to cycle. It's really unfortunate that that's how it works out, but be careful with your reloads with this weapon. Make sure you have good aim, and the R9 is very, very solid. So that concludes our loadouts for these weapons. Now I want to talk about which one I think is the best, and that's going to be the VLK. I think the VLK and the R9 are very, very close, but the reason I rate the VLK higher is, one, it's easier to unlock. You just have to get to tier 89, and then you have it, and you don't have to worry about unlocking Dragon's Breath. But also the ability to have No Stock, Forge Tack Marauder, and the ability to kill in one hit with a consistent fire rate. I feel like there's just so many little benefits that edge the VLK over the R9, because they're very close, but being able to stay off the minimap is nice. Being able to move faster is nice. Having a more consistent fire rate that just works the same all the time is nice. And that's why I rate the VLK higher than the R9. I know a lot of people think the opposite, but I also think a lot of people haven't given the VLK the chance. I was a hater of this gun. I did not like it at all. I hated getting it as flare loot. But once I gave the Battle Pass blueprint a chance and tried it with Dragon's Breath, I really, really like this gun. Like I said previously, it shoots much faster than you would think if you just sit there and spam fire it. You'll realize it feels a lot more like a semi-auto than a pump. They're still very close though, and if you prefer the R9, there's nothing wrong with that. It's probably just going to come down to preference, which of these you prefer. I would say like the VLK is a 98 and the R9 is probably like a 96. They're very close. In third place, I would probably put the Origin. I didn't talk about it that much because it was the dominant gun last season. A lot of people are already exposed to it and it got nerfed, so people know the loadouts for it. I wanted to make this video to show you guys the new shotgun loadouts you should be trying, but I would put the Origin over the Jack 12. I really do not like the Jack 12. The only benefit the Jack 12 really has is ease of use, and if you're a real casual player, maybe that'll help and it'll be good for you. But if you're watching this video and you've taken the time to watch to this point in the video, you're probably more of a hardcore player and you're going to put the time in to learn these weapons and get better. So I would recommend trying out the VLK or the R9. That's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. I'm really interested to read your comments on this one. If you haven't used the VLK yet, try this Battle Pass blueprint. Or if you just have the incendiary rounds already unlocked, try it out. Come back to this video and let me know what you think after trying the VLK. I think a lot of you are going to like it, and it's going to like shoot up in popularity as more and more people realize how good this Battle Pass blueprint is. So thanks for watching. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe. I'll see you guys another time. Thanks for watching.
West Recon flyover. This is Falcon 3-0. Good copy. Beginning flyover.
Dude, people are so desperate to throw shit at you, it's hilarious.
All right. UAV is out of fuel. Back inbound.
Like that first guy like saw the trophy system on my car. It was right in front of his face. He had to hear it spinning. But he still like just tried to throw some shit at me.